Hello everybody, Lenaria Gaia here, body confidence and self-esteem coach. You know how a whole bunch of teenage girls just feel insecure in their bodies, they're lacking in confidence and they don't know how to deal with their changing bodies and the pressures of society? You know how a whole bunch of parents actually suck at being able to help them do something about that? Yeah. Well, I teach those parents how to raise their daughters into beautiful, thriving young women with confidence and self-esteem, which is something that I absolutely love doing. So if you're a parent and you are curious about learning how to teach your daughters how to actually thrive in life rather than suffer in their low confidence and poor body image, then give us a buzz. Let's connect. I woke up this morning and I felt compelled to jump on here this morning because I hear this message a lot. If I had your body, then I wouldn't hate it. You know, if I looked like you, then I would be stoked with my body. If I had that certain body, and sometimes it's relating to me, hello everyone who's joining us. If I had your body, then I would love it. If I had your body, then I wouldn't feel self-conscious. If I looked like you, then I wouldn't have that insecurity that I feel. Have you said this to yourself? Have you thought, if I could just have that body, if I could just look a certain way, if I could just lose a certain amount of kilos, if I could just be less wrinkly or have less zits on my face, if I could have the hair that looked a certain way, have you ever said this to yourself? Pop something in the comment. Hey Zeta, nice to have you here. Pop a comment, give me a heart if you're watching afterwards. Pop a comment in the chat box down below. Let me know, have you ever had that thought that if you just looked a certain way, if you just changed the way that your body or your face or your being looked, then you would be happy? That I wouldn't feel self-conscious anymore. Well, you know, it's all well and good for the supermodel to say, love your body, but if I look like her, I wouldn't have an issue. Yeah. I remember first hearing this when I was in my mid-teens. So, 14, 15. I remember hearing the most beautiful girl at school. I was friends with her. And she had an amazing body. She had a beautiful face. All the boys loved her. Hey, Cherry Red Fairy Floss. All the boys loved her. She was the beacon. Beautiful smile. I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to this story that I'm telling. If so, let me know. And she hated herself. She was so insecure. She was so self-conscious. She would look in the mirror and worry about like the tiniest of fat rolls. She would be concerned about everything that she looked like, constantly staring in the mirror. And I remember at the time thinking, oh my God, she is so beautiful. If she's that beautiful and she's self-conscious, and I'm not even close to being that beautiful, well, holy smokes, I ought to be self-conscious too. Have anyone else learnt this? That you see other people who are far more beautiful than you be self-conscious, and that means you go, well, I should have to hate myself too. Very often I think that I've learnt this from beautiful people. From people who, and not to say that any of us aren't beautiful, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But people who are classically beautiful tend to feel very, very self-conscious because body shame does not discriminate. Whether or not you have a body that is socially acceptable to the world or whether or not you have a body that's a little less socially acceptable to the world, you will feel self-conscious irrelevant because it's not the body that you're insecure about. Here's the thing that people need to know that I want to make sure that the whole world knows here. You do not hate your body because of what it looks like. You are not insecure in your body because of what it looks like. You might feel healthier in your body if it was lighter. You might feel, more stylish with a different haircut. You might, like yourself better in the mirror if you have makeup on. But the reality is the reason you're at war with your body has nothing to do with what you look like. And let me prove it to you. At some point in your life, you've been younger. Is that fair to say? You've had shinier skin. You've had less wrinkles than what maybe you do now. Perhaps maybe your body has been tighter or leaner. I know that there's been times in my life where my body has been significantly smaller and I was still self-conscious. I still didn't like what I looked like. Who can relate to this? Have you ever had a moment where you just thought, you look back on photos of yourself and you thought, man, if I could have the body, if I could have that body when I thought that I was fat, that would be great. I think that we've all done it in some kind of description wow, I look back on old versions of me and go, you know what? I used to think I was fat back then. I was insecure back then, and I was banging. My friends, the same thing is happening to you now. Because in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, you're going to look back on your skin today. You're going to look back on how you are today and think, oh my God, what was I thinking? I looked amazing. Welcome, Amanda. Welcome, Natalie. You're going to look back at who you are now in about 10 or 15 or 20 years' time and think that you look great. And you did that 10 or 15 years ago. Already you look back on that version of you. The reality is, my friend, it is not what you look like that is making you insecure in your body. It is how you think. And I know that the whole world, I'm like the Antichrist here. The whole world is telling you that if you could just lose 5 kilos, if you could just drop those extra pounds, if you could just smooth those wrinkles out and puff those lips up and get maybe ass injections, then maybe you would feel good about yourself. That's the promise, right? Yet how many times have you done those things to yourself in some shape or form and still felt like crap? If it worked, if losing weight, getting Botox, having smoother skin, getting that haircut, and getting $1 million, getting the partner of your dreams, if that actually worked to make you feel good about yourself sustainably, then it wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar business. It's a multi-million-dollar business, billion-dollar business, the beauty industry, because of the fact that it does not work. Amazing, right? We've been so convinced that if we just get the right body shape and size, then we will be happy. But billions of people across the planet are not. They're not happy. We're not happy sustainably. Why not? Because as long as we keep searching externally for the answers that can only be found within, we will continue to be miserable. When we change what goes on up here, between our ears, stuff that you can't see, the negative self-talk, the inner critic, the judgment, the comparison, all of those things are what are keeping you stuck right now. It is not what is happening between your thighs, it is what is happening between your ears. Now, you might be healthier. You might want to go on a mission to make your body leaner or smaller because you want to be healthier. And I'm all for it. Just make no assumptions. Please do not think that you changing your body is going to make a difference to the way that you think about yourself. It might temporarily. For a period of time, you will have people go, oh my God, you look amazing. What have you been doing? What's the diet you've been on? You look great. But that will wear off pretty darn quickly. And what you're going to be left with is the voices in your head once again. So what happens then? You lose the weight, you change your body. Everyone tells you that you're great for a very short period of time, and then you go back to dealing with you. Like the old saying goes, wherever you go, there you are. You can't escape what is within your head, but you can change it. If you keep pushing to change what is externally, you will keep having to chase enoughness. And I'm here to tell you, and maybe I'm going up against billion-dollar industries, but I'm here to tell you that changing your body or what you look like is never going to give you sustainable happiness, ever in your damn life. You can watch those TV shows. We see people who continue to get plastic surgery after plastic surgery. They're never skinny enough. They're never big enough. They're never bulky enough. They're never lean enough. And they keep chasing to the point of absolutely decimating what they look like because they think that it's going to give them the answers. It's like a junkie looking for the next hit. It does not work sustainably. But what does work is doing work on your beliefs. And yeah, it's not sexy. It's not sexy. It is not like exciting and going, hey, lose 5 kilos fast. Imagine me putting myself on the cover of a magazine rather than saying, lose 5 kilos fast. Lose those insecurities in 21 days, in 30 days. Do your life's work to get rid of your insecurities. Not quite as sexy, but sustainable. It works forevermore. I've been working on my insecurities and my self-doubt and the way that I used to feel about my body for many, many, many years, and I continue to. I continue to in the sense that it's, to me, like a healthy lifestyle. We don't just shower once and expect to be clean forever. We shower daily to make sure that we don't stink. Changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs is the only way to sustainable happiness, my friends. Because if you continue to be at war with what's on up here, if you are judging and criticizing yourself, irrelevant of what you look like or your life circumstances, then you're still in hell. You're still imprisoned. How many of you have thought that, oh, you know what, if I just get that job, or if I can just find a partner that's loving and who loves me, I will feel great about myself. And you do for a very short period of time. And eventually what happens? You go back to the old ways of being. You become insecure, and it's probably pretty likely that you sabotage those relationships, right? So feeling at war with your body is not just you not wanting to wear a bikini at the beach or feeling self-conscious about wearing a certain item of clothing. Being at war with your body is actually being at war with you. And the only way that you change that is by changing your thinking. So, you know, I want to give you some tips around that as much as I possibly can in a short live video here. Doubt your doubts, my friends. Doubt your doubts. When you have those insecurities, when you have those doubts that come into your mind, understand that all your beliefs are made up. They're not necessarily true. Doubt them. They're made up. All of our beliefs. Whether or not I believe that I'm freaking amazing and a powerful superstar and the universe has my back, that's just as made up as the belief that I'm a piece of shit and I don't deserve anything and I'm alone in this world. But one of them serves me and one of them doesn't. Choose the beliefs that serve you. That's what I want to come on to share with you this morning. Doubt your doubts. Not all your beliefs are, well, actually none of your beliefs are fact. All of your beliefs are made up, so doubt your doubts. I'm going to stay on here live if there's any questions that you might have. I know some of you have already joined Body Confidence Kickstarter, which is exactly where I'm going to show you how to do this. So, you know, the reason you feel the way that you feel is because of how you think. The solution to that is to change the way that you think. And I can't give you everything that I possibly know on this short live, but if you do want to learn how to change that thinking, I'm going to show you exactly how to overcome insecurity, the negative self-talk, criticism, judgment, and comparison. I'm going to show you how to do that in Body Confidence Kickstarter. We start Monday week. The group is already open and some live juicy content is going in there already. So if you're curious about that, shoot me through a message, send me a DM, or pop it down in the chat box here. Happy to have you. Carolyn, Annie, Amy, so gorgeous to have you here. Thank you, Zeta. Thank you, everybody who has joined me here this morning. For those of you watching live on the podcast or on my YouTube channel, it's been a pleasure. If you want to know more information on how to learn how to love yourself, it's actually a skill. It's a mindset, and I can show you how. Because changing my body, I lost and put on 25 kilos 5 times in my life, and it never freaking worked. All it did was lead me to feel more and more desperate, more and more like, oh my God, it's not working this time. The hit wasn't as strong. Every single time I changed my body to try to feel confident, it never worked. But when I changed my mind and I changed my belief system and changed the way that I was thinking, I have absolutely adored my body at 110 kilos. How big was I when I gave birth? About 118 kilos. Absolutely adored my body, rocking the bikini, loving my life, being confident and self-assured in it, as much as I am now at, 92 odd kilos. Love my body, irrelevant of what it looks like, because you love your body in your mind, not in your appearance. Thanks, Carol. Lovely to have you all here, sending you big love. If you are a parent who wants to learn how to teach their children how to do this, your teen girls, shoot me through a message. I've got some beautiful things coming up in the future to be able to specifically help parents of teenage girls how to do this. And if you want to do it for yourself, join Body Confidence Kickstarter. I love you all very much. I hope you love you too. See ya.